In 2025, the Hungry Ghost Festival is on 6th September, which is rather late compared to previous years. There's actually a reason for this, and after watching this, you'll see the lunar calendar very differently, because you'll be shocked to know that the lunar calendar is actually not the lunar calendar. So, in case you didn't know, Ghost Month usually starts at the beginning of August or the end of July, since it follows the lunar calendar, and the lunar calendar is usually about 1 month later. For example, this year's New Year is 1st January 2025, but the Lunar New Year is 29 January 2025. So, by that logic, this year's lunar 7th month should start around end July or early August, right? Well, no. Instead, it starts from 23rd August, which is around end August instead. But why? Well, you have to understand one thing. Leap years. Yeah, I know what you are thinking. Leap year is when we have an extra day in February. You see, based on the calendar that we use, which is called the Gregorian calendar, we have it every 4 years. And there's a reason why there's a 29th February every 4 years, and not every 2 years or every 6 years. Interestingly, there is actually also a reason why we have 365 days in a year. It's because Earth takes about 365.25 days to orbit the Sun. Yes, there's this additional 0.25 day which you probably didn't know about. So this means if we just say that there are 365 days a year, it won't be accurate after hundreds or thousands of years. So yes, this is why a day is added every 4 years, so we can, reset back to 365 days per round. Do you get it so far? Now, just to reiterate, this is the Gregorian calendar, and since it follows the sun, it's also called the solar calendar. But throughout the world, there are other calendars used as well. One of the more popular calendars is the lunar calendar, which follows the moon instead. For that, the time it takes for the moon to go around the earth is considered to be 1 month. That's usually about 29.53 days. So you realize that the last day for the lunar calendar is usually 29 or 30. Now, as you can see, if you multiply 29.53 days by 12, the lunar calendar will only has about 354 days, which is a whopping 11 days shorter than our Gregorian calendar. The lunar and Gregorian calendar will differ a lot if this adds up yearly, and one day we might have Chinese New Year in June, July, or maybe even December together with Christmas. But here's the thing, that will never happen, because we're actually not using the pure lunar calendar. Shocking, I know, but watch on and you will understand. You see, the calendar soap will claim that they include the lunar calendar, but that's not entirely true. They have to say that, if not you'll be confused. Technically speaking, the lunar calendar that we use is the Lunisolar calendar. Throughout the years, our ancestors saw the problem. If we use the lunar calendar and other people use the Gregorian calendar, it will be very hard to work with others, since our dates don't match well. Therefore, they come up with the Lunisolar calendar, which is to sync the lunar calendar and Gregorian calendar together. You see, every year, the lunar calendar is short of 11 days. So that means about every 3 years, you add 1 more month to the lunar calendar and it will sync, right? It's roughly like that lah. It's similar to how Gregorian calendar adds a day every 4 years to keep the calendar to 365 days a year based on the sun. So Lunisolar calendar adds a month every 2 to 3 years to keep the calendar to 365 days a year, and it's still following the moon movement. So for 2025, we have 6 months of the Lunisolar calendar. With that, it will sync pretty well with the Gregorian calendar. So that means that 2 or 3 years ago, there was also an additional month in the Lunisolar calendar too, right? Yeah, in 2023, there were 2 second months, which pushed the start of the 7th month to begin on 16 August 2023 instead. Now, because of this, the next Lunar New Year will start later as well. So you can see that in 2026, the Lunar New Year falls on 17th February, which is rather late, but that's not the worst. It's on a Tuesday. Hey, can we have some election on 16th Feb? In the meantime, if you have just seen a lizard at home, please don't panic. Lizards are actually not pests, but very useful roommates. Watch this and you will understand. And thank you for spending almost 4 minutes with me. I really appreciate it and hope you learned something.